What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Monster Man back with another video, man. Nice, man. Thank y'all for clicking on this video, man. I've been gone for a week because it's really hard to do videos every day because there's not really that much going on to react to as far as politically. I want to talk about things that affect us as people in this country. This is what we want to react to. So I've been thinking about just reacting to pretty much a lot of other stuff too. I don't really know, but I'm going to do that just to have something to do every day, for this channel. I really want this channel to go up. I want to be able to go live, and we're going to do like a show, a morning show, a late night show where we talk, we take calls and we talk about stuff that's affecting us, Show for real people. And, yeah, that's what I want to do. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, man. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna do an intro. I've been thinking about maybe doing an intro. I don't know. Like when I watch YouTube videos, I find myself fast forwarding through a lot of intros because I just want to get straight to the video. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's why I was like, when you click on my video, I jump straight on and we talk. We go right to it. All right. So look. Speaking of that, got another video here. Got some more audio I want to react to, man. I listened to a little bit of it. I didn't want to listen to the whole thing, but it's Rand Paul. Some people don't like Rand Paul. I'm not really too familiar with him. I know he's like a physician and some sort of he does something political. I forget exactly what it is, but I think he's out of Kentucky or something like that. So we're gonna react to some stuff he was saying about this COVID. I listened to a snippet of it. And it was pretty interesting. So I'm finna play this and we finna react to this, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, man. Alright, let's do it.
I think it's disappointing that this has become politicized. I think we should try to get to the bottom of where the COVID virus came from. There's a lot of evidence now that it came from the lab in China. This is important because we don't want this to happen again. Unfortunately, Dr. Fauci has resisted this investigation and has denied that they funded research in China that might have caused this disease. But the evidence is mounting that there's been a cover-up. The evidence is mounting that this disease did originate in a laboratory.
Covered it up, so it was created. And the government is trying to cover it up. And he gets into why they're trying to cover it up. Something might happen to Rand Paul if he dig too deep. You know what I mean? You just keep an eye on that. Let's listen.
Two big pieces of information. Number one, the wet markets where they sell these exotic animals in Wuhan and in parts of China, they tested 80,000 animals and they didn't find any animals that were positive for COVID. So they didn't find an animal host for this. So it looks like it just showed up one day in humans. That argues for this coming from a lab and not evolving. And
something just show up one day.
The other large piece of evidence is they looked at thousands of blood samples from people in China in 2019 to see if any of them had antibodies to COVID already. If this came naturally, usually it comes slowly before it comes quickly, and you'll find in the very early stages some sporadic cases of people who had COVID in 2019. Well, they looked through, I believe, 9,000 samples, and they found nobody with COVID. This argues very strongly for this disease having come from the lab as well. When we questioned Dr. Fauci on this, though, he says, we weren't doing that kind of research there and we didn't fund it. Well, it turns out that the NIH, which Dr. Fauci is a big part of, did fund research in Wuhan and continues to send money over there. Your money is going to Wuhan to
tax
fund research.
Money.
In this research, they take an unknown virus from a bat cave and they combine it with another virus that can cause pandemics, and then they try to find out whether or not the new virus they create in the lab could cause illness. Well, lo and behold, they have found that it does cause illness, and Dr. Fauci still won't admit that this kind of research was gain of function, meaning the virus gained the function or gained lethality. The virus gained in dangerousness when they combine these viruses. Well, this is a crazy kind of research. We shouldn't be doing it in China.
So basically, the government is using they used tax money and created coronavirus. I want y'all to let me say this again. They took tax money and created the coronavirus. They got something from a bat cave and something else and mixed them up, and then they created it. They made this. This is the people who this is the people who are in control of our country, of who we're dependent on. They're creating COVID. And on top of that, now they want to make you get these needles in your arm. Like, what is really going on here? We're gonna play some more.
We certainly shouldn't be funding it with taxpayer money, but we also should not be doing it in America. There are 2 labs in America, one in Galveston and one in North Carolina, that are still doing this research, and I'm sure they're still doing this research in Wuhan. Your taxpayer dollars are still going to China. When Dr. Fauci's asked about it, he says, oh yeah, he's still in favor of sending your money to China to do this research. I think that's a terrible idea, and it may well have been the cause. We don't have proof that it was the cause.
See, you don't want to say it because he got to be politically correct.
Created the virus.
I'm going to say it. They created it. Y'all know.
When Dr. Fauci was asked about this in 2012, he said, well, I'm for gain-of-function research, and sure, scientists could get infected and we could get a pandemic, but it would be worth it. He said that it would be worth it even if we had a pandemic because the knowledge would be worth it. I think the 5 million people have died so far, and their families probably would beg to differ with Dr. Fauci and say, you know what, maybe the knowledge you think you would have gained maybe wasn't worth the loss of my loved one. We have to investigate this. There hasn't been any investigation. I've asked the heads of the committees, who are Democrats, to investigate where this virus came from.
So basically, it's worth it. People dying from this COVID that they created every day. It's worth it just so they can have the knowledge. This is how they think about it. They think of you as a lab rat. They created this. They created this crap. Okay, and just to see what it would do to you, so they can have knowledge of it. He's calling it research. They're doing research or whatever, experimenting with stuff. They created this stuff and they wanted to see what it would do to people because they tested 80,000 animals or something. He said, I can't really remember exactly what he said, but it was nowhere in animals, and all of a sudden it just popped up in humans one day out of nowhere. How long has Earth been spinning, man? This ain't never happened. And all of a sudden it just happened. Come on, man, this is created. They created this. They took tax money that we pay out of our checks and they created this corona. They did this. And not only did they create this, but now they want us to get a needle stuck in their arm. They want us to trust them. How can we trust y'all? And people looking at people crazy when they don't want to get this vaccine stuck in their arm. That's wrong. Just because these people coming out their mouth and they just giving you something and they saying this is what you should do. Listen, I don't care who you are, Joe Biden, Trump. I don't care who either one of y'all are. I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna do what you say. That's not me, and there's a lot of other people just like me. Free thinkers. We don't follow everybody. We don't do that. Period. Like, not Rand Paul is saying that they created this in so many words. He can't say it because he's a politician. And, he gotta. But that's what he's alluding to, them creating this virus. They created this with our money. You could have did anything else with this tax money. You gonna go create the coronavirus? The COVID, you can go create you can go create a pandemic. It's your fault. Now they want to make everybody get a needle stuck in their arm. Man, I don't trust this government. I never have. I never did. I never will ever. Y'all shouldn't either, man. Y'all should do some research and learn. Let's play. He got a little more to say. Let's listen.
We have not had one hearing, 0 hearings on investigating where this virus came from.
No
I'm going to keep
investigations.
pushing for this. We need to, because you know what? This virus had a 1% mortality, and that meant right now over 750,000 Americans have lost their lives from this. Can you imagine if this had 15% mortality or 50% mortality? Some of the viruses that they're experimenting with in these gain-of-function research that Dr. Fauci supports
Gain of function.
have 15% mortality. Some of the viruses have 50% mortality. This is alarming, it's crazy, and it should come to a stop. Everybody on the phone call should know I stand up every day and ask the questions, how did this virus start? How did this pandemic start? And what do we do to stop it?
You see what I'm saying? They're not even investigating. They're okaying it. They're allowing it to continue. They're allowing it to continue to happen. They're probably creating something else for you too. This government, these people. I'm telling you, man. People gotta look. Stop watching the fake stuff. So it's crazy, man. Because we got to live out here. We got to deal with this. These rich people could go somewhere else and just be done with America like that. We can't just do that. We in America. It feels like a dictatorship going on with these COVID mandates. And then there's a few states, I believe, that are fighting against Joe Biden. They're joining some sort of lawsuit against him. But for the mandates. They're against the mandates. There are a few states, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I was watching something the other day, guys. I forgot what it was. Now, I'm always watching this kind of stuff. This is the most important stuff because this affects us. This affects these, us, our mothers, our fathers, the kids, our nieces, our nephews, our sons, our daughters, our little cousins, everybody. This type of stuff that affects us. People just watching BET, a bunch of fake stuff. That don't mean nothing. This is what we need to be tuned into. We need to be tuned into what's really going on here. You know what I'm saying? And I got another audio I'm gonna play from Rand Paul. I don't know much about Rand Paul. Once again, I don't think a few people really like Rand Paul. I'm not really too familiar with him, but he's been saying some interesting stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. And I got some more stuff I'm gonna play from him. All right, let me see. Both of them on commercial. Yeah. So yeah, he's been saying some pretty strong stuff, man. Some he's been dropping some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Good question.
So right here, this is him basically excuse me. He's like answering questions from people when he's talking about these things. So this is him interacting with people, not just him just saying things and that's it. People asking him questions, and let's hear what he has to say.
Senator, as a mother of 3 small boys and a puppy, thank you for everything you've been doing to keep our family safe and our constitutional rights sacred. We really appreciate it. I'm interested in the NIH letter to Representative Comer regarding gain-of-function research. I studied the complex ethics of gain-of-function research when I was getting my master's in public health, and it interested me primarily from the standpoint of bioterrorism. Did you read any articles about gain-of-function before 2020 bioterrorism was considered a serious concern regarding this type of research? In 2015, gain-of-function research was halted by President Obama because of the complex concerns surrounding it. My question is, what are the chances that there will be any follow-up regarding why we would pay for our biggest international threat to conduct such research behind the curtain of communism? And was this research conducted during the time?
Why are we paying for our own threat? Why are we paying for our own suicide?
Thank you for your answer.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah, this is a great question. It goes to the heart of the matter with this gain of function. So gain of function research is when you take a virus and combine it with another virus to see if it gains function, to see if it now will infect humans, whereas it previously wouldn't have. Now you can do it for research for
Now, why are you doing that? Leave it alone. We don't need to know if it affects. If it don't affect us, we don't want to know if it do. If we already know this one over here does it, and this one over here does it, that's good enough. We don't need to put them together and see if it does. That's just, who does that?
Seems, I'm not so sure it's necessary, but you could also do it for bioterrorism if you specifically wanted to develop a weapon. In China, there are military labs that are doing experiments that we aren't really privy to because they don't report their findings. And then there's a Wuhan Institute that the NIH was funding. Many of us believe that there is really a lot of joint work going on between the Chinese military and these labs, and that there's not really a real difference or separation between these labs. Now, whether or not the Chinese could have done this on purpose and released it, I think it's unlikely. I can't say for sure because, they would obviously be putting their own population at risk. I think it's more likely to be accidental release. But there are people who have reported that they do think that the Chinese military is experimenting with these as a biological weapon. So you're right. Why in the world would we be giving money to a country that we're often an adversary with, giving money for them to develop a weapon that might be used on us or the entire world?
Why is our tax money going towards these people creating a potential bomb to drop on us and kill us? Why are we giving them? Why is the government giving them the money to do this? Watch, I'm telling you. You gotta watch these people, man. I feel like Biden gotta go. Biden, you gotta go. And I'm not saying Biden gotta go because we need Trump back. I don't think we have a worthy. I don't think anyone's worthy of being the president of this country right now. I really don't. I don't think we need a president. I think everybody just need to vote for everything that happened, and whatever happened, that's just how it's gonna have to happen. Because these people who we put in control of this country, they blowing it. They just been blowing it. It's getting worse.
No sense at all. We haven't gotten very.
He actually okaying this money to go over to China and create this disease that could possibly use this in a bomb and drop this over here and just destroy the United States of America. Why are we funding that? Can somebody explain that to me? Like, I'm telling you, some secrets. This country, man, the devil, man. This is the evil. This is the evils. They give you all this entertainment to woo you all day and keep you sedated while they do evil behind your back. This is what they doing.
Far in investigating this, because not one Democrat, not one committee controlled by Democrats will allow us to investigate this. There has been zero investigation of the origins of this and whether or not we should be funding this type of research. In fact, Dr. Fauci keeps coming forward and saying it wasn't gain-of-function research.
Dr. Fauci.
But realize what his argument is. His argument
everybody piggybacking on Dr. Fauci and how he's just what Dr. Fauci said. Listen, okay? Stop it. Ain't nothing about no Dr. Fauci.
Know that the virus that you create is going to gain function or gain in dangerousness. If you don't know that in advance, then the experiment is okay. Well, that's a crazy standard because you never know in advance when you create a new virus, whether it's going to gain in function or not. That's what the experiment is. But we shouldn't be doing it with very, very dangerous viruses. The one they've been combining with is the SARS virus, which has a 15% mortality, and they've been taking unknown bat viruses and combining these. It's a recipe for a disaster.
Why are we
it's a
doing
recipe
that?
for a plague or a pandemic. We shouldn't be doing it.
The pandemic.
But you're right. We should also think about the
This is a plan.
bioterror. That some of this research that we've now been sharing with the Chinese could actually be used to develop a weapon that could wipe out mankind. So this is incredibly dangerous, but not one Democrat has been willing to do any investigation of this. It's still being funded. The money is still going to Wuhan, and the money's still going to American labs to do this as well. So, if I get in charge of this committee, which there's a possibility I will be, there will be an investigation of this.
Listen, I don't know much about Rand Paul, but I like what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that if he ran, I would vote for him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I would have to do more research on him. Just like we should. Do research on these people before you vote for them. We need to know who we're putting in these offices, putting in these positions of power to control our country, to control our freedom, our well-being, our rights, the Constitution, you know, the everything, you know, the money, the deficit, the debt, you know, to control, you know, the economy, everything. We need to know who we put in these offices. And I feel like right now the last few presidents we had, we really haven't known much about them. We just been going out voting blindly, and we need to stop that shit. Stop that shit. We need to know what we doing. What are you doing? We got this guy in this office, man, and creating viruses, killing people. With the enemy. You're giving our money that we're paying, the tax money we're paying. He's giving that to them to create a virus. And them, when I say them, I mean China. As someone who we've been feuding with in the past. Like, we haven't been friends with China all the time. They've been an adversary. They've been on odds in with us. Why are we giving them money to create this stuff? And now you got people dying. I've read things about population control, and I'm telling you, we got to know what's going on with this stuff, man. We live here. This is where we live. We got to start taking it serious. Listen, I want to keep going on, man. I think the video been long enough, man. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, man. I want to go live. I want to talk to y'all so I can do this. I got to get my subs up, though. Hit the sub button. Please hit that sub button, man. You know what I'm saying? This country, man. I don't know what else to say, man. You know what I'm saying? I just say peace to y'all, man. I see y'all next time. Yeah, man. Peace, man.